Good tidings to you. It's episode 95 of my RS3 Ironman playthrough. Today we're doing Ancient Awakening and Battle of Forinthry, so Zamorigal and Vorkath, the new boss they added. I always like seeing content in RS3 that's inspired by old school RuneScape. I think that's kind of cool. It's not as good as the actual Vorkath fight in old school, but it's decent. Let's check it out. So the next quest is Ancient Awakening, which is actually the Fort Forinthry series, which I did almost immediately when I joined the game and then haven't touched in years, so let's go do that. The exciting thing about Conjure Undead Army is that I can get a Putrid Zombie out without having the thing that makes it explode on my bar, so I can actually just have it out most of the time from now on. It's a bit more expensive ectoplasm-wise. I might just, that might be my new AFK. It's just making ectoplasm, so I have plenty. Alright, talking to Overseer Civ. Talk about quests. Okay. Aster and the Raptor escorted a team of archaeologists to the tomb north of the fort. Aster's been acting strangely. Every day your sister commits treason. Okay. Good. We're building up to a Zamorigal and Vorkath fight. I know they added that to the game once I started playing, which is kind of interesting. I like Vorkath and old school RuneScape. Neat to see old school affecting RS3, like with Zuck and Vorkath. Wilderness Crypt. We did a puzzle here forever ago. Back through the ancient door. Okay, got a bunch of people here. Not dwell on the past. What are you doing? Safe for civilians to be here? And there are a lot of ghosts and stuff. Thanks, Raptor. Abundance of artifacts. This does not actually require... It only requires 50 necromancy. That's interesting. Alright, so I gotta find artifacts somewhere, but there's no... Yeah, it looks like it's archaeology stuff, but it doesn't actually require archaeology. No, they're not completely off their bullshit, I guess. Yeah, there's just like straight up archaeologists here everywhere. Tomb zombies? And then they drop a bunch of artifacts when you kill them. Got it. They don't actually count as loot, which is weird. That many tomb zombies. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dynamically pull this off my bar just to try to conserve ectoplasm whenever I obviously don't need it. But I should just be able to like very quickly pull it back into slot 1 on the bar. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Just got the 20th thing. The archaeologists must return to the guild. It's not safe here. Deadly ancient weapon. Permafrost, the forgotten island of Liagnu? Oh, with the knowledge of the Dragonkin language you possess, error in Aster's translation is clear. Correct Aster's translation. Ungale. Yeah, that's cool. Jolly Boar Inn. It's really funny playing through this game over 25 years of content and just constantly seeing them coming up with new ideas that they either stick to or don't stick to. I do like this little like quest instance cutscene marker, but I feel like they've come up with little ideas like that and then abandoned them so many times. I suppose that's actually kind of charming about RS3. You're talking to Bill instead. Bill Jr. Bill Jr. remains silent. Did you have a bad relationship with your father? Battle of Lumbridge was a long time ago at this point, huh? Salamaria. Safe for you to reveal your face? How did you meet King Rold? You wanted to publicly humiliate the king? I've said I don't mind Elamaria being the raptor, but it's pretty bad doing like what was it, Dimension of Disaster, and seeing they're still characterizing her as just like a screeching wife. I guess the quest tried to have the thing where it's like intentionally like Garden of Tranquility, but you consider revealing your identity? How does the raptor's voice work? It feels very reactive to criticism. That's how I sound to her. Had too many at the tavern. Raptor's armor was handcrafted by the renowned smith Linza. The helmet was later enchanted by Reldo to alter the voice of whomever wears it. That didn't seem necessary to clarify y'all, but okay. Okay. Zamorgal's all like fucked up now. They kind of just like, because these quests have no prerequisites, you kind of just see him and your character's like, oh my god, it's Zamorgal. I'm like, who the hell is Zamorgal? I guess now I know who Zamorgal is. Continue Ancient Awakening. I guess having these little instances probably saves them on having to phase things constantly. Oh, there's Aster. What a pleasant surprise. Is that Bianca's grave? Sorry, shouldn't have pried. Bye, Aster. Do with it what you will. ER. Got something else they want me to do here? Fort Forinthry Town Hall. Okay. ER is Elamaria rolled. Continue. Q. Who we talking to here? Okay. The raptor will go. What if Samaragi is there? No, princess, you can't come. Courageous barking, that's cute. Should we take this boat to Ungil? Yes.
Wow.
Widescreen.
Kingdom crippled by war and famine.
See, if you zoom in on the concept art, it looks like there's movement. Clever.
Easy pickings. Until that meddlesome fort sprung from the filth.
I guess now we've got a new standard of cutscene too.
This upstart duke thinks they can scupper my plans?
I really don't like Zamora voice actor.
I will awaken the ancient power that slumbers here. And it shall serve my will. Fort Forinthry will crumble, and Misthalin will be mine for the taking. If they will not serve me in life, then they shall serve me in
Hey,
death.
it's Warcath. I think that is more professional looking than their other concept art cutscene style. They may have done that for the immediate prior Forinthry quest, but I don't remember at this point. An ambush. Oh, I like the RS3 take on Ungil. Oh, hey, it's Bill Jr. That's cute. I like that. Okay. Enemies defeated. Oh, something happened. Necrotic power. It's good. Yeah, it's really crazy how much different RS3 looks now. Like, modern RS3 looks a lot like World of Warcraft. I think it actually kind of looks good when it's a consistent art style, which is not most of the time, to be honest. But if they design an area from scratch like this, it looks pretty solid, I think. Yeah. I like the music they have here. It's very atmospheric, very different from everything else in the soundtrack, but that's just true of this game. Nothing we can really do about it. Borkath. Spooky, spooky. Oh no, not that shit again. Okay. Yes, sure. They don't have to micro them too much here. Whoa, that's pretty cool. At least it's dead. Well, not for long. Okey-dokey. It says I'm supposed to be able to command them. Doesn't seem like they gave me a interface for doing that. Maybe they just do it automatically and I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Stop Zamorgal. Maybe I would use my knowledge of necromancy. Okay. Oh. That's kind of cool. This is like an actual like minigame that I can do after this. Like, cool little between wave power-ups, I guess. Kinda neat. Probably get the idea, though, so... I guess I'll report each time I get an upgrade, since that's kinda cool. Not every time that I siphon the energy do I get a new upgrade. Okay, I see. Okay, got another one. Your companion's damage is increased. Cause your enemies to explode. Yeah, that sounds great. Makes this faster.
3 minions. How cute. I command entire armies.
I really can't take Zamorgal's voice seriously. Alright, turrets attack twice as fast. Raptor taunts. Spread. We just want things that kill everything faster, so seems good. To be fair, this is a much, much better way of having NPC allies than the stupid Battle of the Monolith tower defense thing, so I'm not mad. It looks like you get an upgrade every 2 waves. Companions increase. Not gonna need this ever. I guess just the Necromancy Conjures doesn't really matter. Increase the damage on my ghosts, I guess. Wave 10. Master's attacks deal more damage. Okay. Well, only if the enemy is already almost dead, so probably not possible. Okay, we're almost at the end of wave 11 here. Raptors, I got your back, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy. Go fast. Food heals you for more. Let's just do their damage is increased. Should be fine. Undead giant. Fortunately, they're pausing my prayer draining cutscenes now.
You are too late, Duke. The dragon is mine.
Whoa. Cool. Oh no, they said the fucking thing.
Shall be your tomb.
This tomb shall be your grave. I have a counter on my stream to keep track when people say something will be your tomb.
Precious fall.
So lame. Just a lame, pointless taunt thing, right? This sepulcher will be your tomb. Okay, I get out of here before my prayer drains. Shit. I think I'm gonna have to just cut it. Yeah. It's still a problem. Couldn't have known. At least when they give me choices here, it's just like character choices in the moment. It's nothing that actually changes the future as far as I can tell. Alright, where are we going? Back to this doorway? Oh. Oh, this doorway. Okay. Runic projector. Archiving information. Boat of Energy. This doesn't require divination. Okay. Assume there's supposed to be other things I can interact with. Okay, there's shelves, bookcase. Okay. There's a bunch of effigies over here. Find an effigy, you ignore it. Okay. There's one right here. Do this again now. Hey. Who's the archivist? Translate for your command. Let's let Aster do it. Why not? Your query. Who are you? Oh yeah, Zorgoth. That's the guy in old school RuneScape. What is this place? The perfect living weapon. Hundreds of flawed creations. That's what Vorkath means, I think, right? Talking about Vorkath. Pathetic. Tell me about this tomb. Now, being inside that tomb won't be my tomb, right? You activate the conduit? That thing. Thanks, Archivist. What if we end up inside a wall? Hey, oh, that's helpful. Back to Fort Forinthry. I assume they have these markers to save money on phasing. Don't have to keep track of flags for what NPCs are doing in the world at any given time. Probably reduces the testing burden pretty substantially. Reinforcements? Wait, doesn't this quest unlock a botanist workbench? It doesn't seem to have been connected to the quest at all. It's like they cut whatever that was. Maybe the quest required making potions at some point. It doesn't even require herblore. I never bothered building the botanist workbench because, like, it seems like it's a very, very, very mild improvement. Almost unnoticeable, honestly. And only affects making overloads, and I think it's like you don't get all the benefits for doing it with the workbench. I guess I'll go construct it just to construct it. Ancient Awakening is another extremely quick quest. It's the next quest in the Forinthry series. The whole purpose is to set up Zamoragal and Vorkath as our next big boss fight. So we keep researching the ruins to the north of Fort Forinthry, and then we work with Aster the Raptor and Bill, who now has a cool little Bill Jr. like auto crossbow. We go to Ungiel, where we find out that Zamoragal is resurrecting Vorkath to use as a weapon. Zamoragal is kind of like reverted to just goofy comic book villain, but they're taking it about as seriously as that, so it's fine. It is extremely funny how many times he says, "This X will be your tomb," and in fact, they really have people say that too many times here. But this has been the actual depth of the Majorat this entire time, and it's just been so frustrating that they've been taking them so seriously for so long. So just kind of reverting to treating him like a cackling serial villain is good, actually. I like it. It's more in Jagex's wheelhouse, and it's more consistent with like the general tone and silliness of RuneScape. The quest does do a bunch of character stuff. It seems like the developers actually do care about the cast of characters from Fort Forinthry, and this serves several purposes. One, it's good for the quest to actually be about something, to have, you know, something going on with the people that we're following. Here, there's a lot of stuff with Aster where you can, like, undermine them or undermine their authority, and It's good. It's like it's all little choices that are never going to matter. It's never like a big moral choice like do you kill Xanac? It's just do you treat Aster with respect or not, right? There's a little bit of fallout from the death of Bianca. They don't spend a ton of time on it, but it's enough time that it's like it's pretty good. And mild spoilers for later quests, but later on they're going to use Bill. They're going to put him in danger, and like that works in that quest because we care about Bill because we've had a chance to talk to him a bunch in these Forinthry quests. I kind of wish Forinthry wasn't so fucking amazing for every skill and that I didn't feel so incentivized to do it immediately because I think it fucked up my expectations for RS3. Like, even though the Elamaria quest reveal is kind of bad, like, they're all relatively decent. So I'm like, oh, this is what RS3 quests are like. They're fine. And I had no idea that this was, like, recovering from, like, a decade of just awfulness. Anyway, Ancient Awakening was pretty good for what it was. We'll do Battle of Forinthry soon, but I guess I have to make the workbench first. I guess having her here to decant stuff is convenient. Let's see, Acadia frames. This might actually be a dungeoneering level. No, not quite. Very close, though. Maybe should have done this early to get access to Granny Rowan's, like, chop stock, but it's fine. Botanist workbench is somewhere. It'd be great if it was like very near to here. I actually don't know where it is. Oh, I see. It's up here. All right, tier 1 is done. There's Granny Rowan. Who are you? Who let you in here? Why should I trust you? Yeah, okay. I did not really try to connect this into that quest at all. I gotta talk to Sophia first, okay. What's up with Granny Rowan? Been an alarming lapse in security. There's just an old lady here now. You think? Okay. I did talk to Sophia, yes. Alright, so tier 2 requires 8 U frames, tier 3 is 12 Elder frames. I don't know if I have the logs banked for that, but guess we'll find out. Definitely have U logs, more than enough. And no Elder logs. I'm going to have to go chop those. I think that's a pretty substantial number of Elder logs, too. It might, given that, well, I have to decide if I want to start working on the Moonstone thing. Well, I kind of screwed myself a little bit there. I probably should have done the Ensoul Moonstone ritual for an attuned Moonstone wood so I can use my my wood spirits effectively. I don't really need the tier 3 workbench just yet, so I'm just going to make the tier 2 to get it over with, and then maybe I'll go make ectoplasm until I run out of necromancy runes or whatever. Alright, tier 2 of this thing is good enough. Don't think the overloads from tier 3 are useful because of the buffs you lose out on if you use it. It's like a mild quality of life improvement, I guess, if you use it otherwise. Wish this place let you have like potion barrels or something, right? So that you could store potion doses, because like potions are a big problem for me. Right? A lot of bank spaces. Alright, next quest is Battle of Forinthry. Okay, we start with the Raptor. I think this is going to be our boss fight. I am ready. Oh, that's quick. Okay. Must be destroyed before they can do us harm? Or like a quest instance or something? Weakens Morgul, preventing the ability to summon zombies. And bone spikes. Okay. Story mode, you must destroy the places of power in this order. Okay. Explicitly tutorializing boss fights. I do appreciate that, though, because a lot of bosses are just kind of out of nowhere. It's nice to introduce them.
Rise, my loyal ones. Destroy this rat hole.
I was talking about how I feel like the Zamoragal voice kind of sucks, and apparently they changed it. He did have voice acting in an earlier quest where he sounded more like I'd expect him to. He was way too high-pitched, I think.
Yes! All lesser beings shall quiver under my wrath.
Lesser beings shall quiver under your wrath? The fuck does that mean?
You dare interrupt me. This fort shall be leveled. Make ready to bid this squalid hovel farewell.
Bid this squalid hovel farewell? Very interesting line delivery, if that was the line.
My army shall rejoice on the cinders of your beloved fort. Futile efforts from a desperate hand.
Do they just come over here and kill 3 undead giants? Is that the idea?
No one can stand against my mighty undead.
Except for you. I don't like bosses taunting. I think it almost always sucks because it's like, because of the structure of a video game, it's like destined to be on whatever they say, like, you will never defeat me. It's like, well, literally, yes, I will. Like, I guess it's supposed to be like a dramatic irony thing where you're like are satisfied because he's taunting you and you're beating him anyway, but I don't know, I think it feels stupid. Oh, I didn't bring... I guess I've got anti-fire on Sav. Whoa. Order the Forinthry guards to open fire on the arena.
My writhing flames shall engulf the rest of your measly dwelling.
I know times I'm not supposed to stand. I'm guessing I have to save this.
This common garrison shall be your grave.
Oh, he said it again! God damn, we're doing the "this shall be your tomb" thing. This common garrison shall be your grave. I thought the island is supposed to be my tomb, dude. Once you know to listen for that, you'll never not hear it anymore. It's so common and frustrating. I forget what game. I played a game on stream recently where someone said this will be your tomb, like, more than a dozen times in the same game.
Cut them down without mercy.
We gotta fire the ballista now? Question mark? Oh, it's to keep him from doing that attack, I assume, so we have to save the cooldown for it, maybe. Power 125%. Having people with Vorkath and Zamoragal is kind of interesting. I love the Vorkath fight in old school RuneScape. I think it's really smart. It's tricky, but quite doable. Okay. At the end? Didn't turn off my prayer in time. Hopefully it doesn't fuck anything up. Everyone's safe? Okay. Look for people around the fort. Grace. It was a little abrupt, but I guess it's just supposed to be mild setup for the boss fight. One out of 5 groups found. Probably in each building, I'm assuming. That dragon knocked me out cold. You both okay? Okay. Copper pot, Granny Rowan. Okay, is Rodney okay? Rodney! Okay, back to the raptor. Found everybody. They're safe. Okay, so we're gonna fix all this stuff over here. Does this quest require construction? Probably not. I guess there's earlier stuff that requires construction, so I don't have to do that. Where's Bill? I thought he... Oh, there he is. Pile of stone next to the kitchen. Oh, I think I missed some dialogue there. Hold on. Okay, got it. My bank. So I've got, unless if it's like everything they give me is stacked here, because I have all this. Oh, that's kind of annoying. I don't think I have any way to deposit my stuff here, question mark. Oh, I only need 4. Okay, that's no problem. Oh, that's kind of cool. There's already people over here repairing stuff. Repair hotspot over here. Y'all had better use the same materials I did. Perimeter secured. Back to the town hall. Fortunately, with every battle comes a cost. Is that true? Okay. In the feast. Kind of interesting that they like finally drop the World Guardian thing and then immediately make you a Duke. It's like they don't know what to do if the player character is not important. I don't know. I still think this is better than the World Guardian shit. I feel like being a Duke is more in line with like the way RuneScape used to work, like with, you know, being royalty and miscellanea. Aw. Here, here. Thanks, Rodney. Check it on the raptor. Nice of you to worry about him. Yeah, Prison Zamorigal, okay. Like a way to get down to where he is. I think this is what they were talking about, right? Entering a hatch next to the command center. Oh, over here. I see it. I guess that's supposed to draw your attention over here. What's up, idiot? How are we containing? It's kind of funny. I do like that, like, he's like this big, important fucking Majorat, and we just, like, throw him in a prison cell now. That's good, actually. Of course. You're nothing special. Just because Gothix chose you to be a pawn in his schemes. I guess that makes sense now that I've done the other quests leading up to this. Only able to beat me because I was weakened by that usurper Moya. I cannot be tricked so easily. I almost had you, though. Alright, so they are doing something big with Moya. Hooray for necromantic wards. Oh, hey. Meanwhile. Former world guardians not to be underestimated. What? You like enslaved? Alright. That was alright. Boss fight's kind of cool. Not as cool as the old school Vorkath, but it's going to be hard to... The thing about old school bosses, especially quest bosses, is that they feel threatening. And I guess they can't do that in story mode. I don't know. There's few enough mechanics in old school that it feels like, okay, I need to understand this to be able to pass this encounter. Whereas RS3 has so much cruft and stuff everywhere that you can just kind of brute force almost everything, even if it wasn't in story mode. Battle of Forinthry, like Alpha versus Omega, is basically just a boss fight. It's the Zamorigal and Vorkath fight. The fight's pretty good. I don't think it's as interesting as the fight in old school RuneScape. We'll talk about it a bit more when I do it, not in story mode, when I do the PVM episode 99. You have to use like an extra action, and you have to use some EOC abilities in order to dodge a lot of his attacks. There's a siege section at the start where you have to kill some like undead giants to disable attacks later in the fight that I guess goes away in hard mode. It would be really annoying if you had to do it every time. Zamorigal taunts you way too much, and his new voice actor, I don't like it. I don't think... He's fine as a voice actor, I just don't think he matches what I imagine Zamorigal should sound like. I had the same problem with Sliske. He sounds too much like a slightly mischievous grandpa, which could have worked, but he wasn't cast like a slightly mischievous grandpa. Hilariously, he seems to be using a thesaurus to insult your fort. He like calls it like a measly hovel, common garrison, a measly dwelling. He's full on like, I said comic villain. He's actually like a Saturday morning cartoon villain now, and that's fine. Please. I would rather have the Majorat be that than whatever the fuck they've been for 10 years. He's like a Captain Planet villain. It's great. It's actually really funny and good. At the end of the quest, you like capture him and trap him in your prison. Later quest, you're going to go down and like bug him in your jail cell. It's the perfect thing to do with this guy. This is probably one of the better the quest is just a boss fight quests. The Rock Show one was pretty insubstantial, and the Raziel one had like basically no story. But there's a couple of changes to the status quo that happened in this that I enjoyed. So yeah, Battle of Forinthry, it was fine. That's all, folks. I know this one was pretty short. We just have a couple more to go. When we get to episode 99, that's going to be several hours of endgame PVM. So if you've been wanting to see that, I'm going to be attempting 1KC on most of the reasonable bosses in the game, the ones that are intended to be soloed and not done with a group. I'll see you next week, though, for Housing of Parliament, Requiem for a Dragon, Osseous Rex, and Soul Searching. Bye.